Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, we're going to be doing another technical analysis on Cardano ADA. So in a previous video that I made a few days ago, I was talking about how Cardano needed to go above a price of about 255, be more stable around that price, and then trend above it to get to a new resistance line. I'd really like to see Cardano break above 70 cents, $2.70. That's what I said in that video at that time. Now, currently making this video, Cardano sitting at a price of $2.71, and we're looking that we're seeing Cardano still on this big run. Now, Cardano had hit a high just under $3 so far, so Cardano is moving very well. It's actually going closer to $3 than what I had thought. I thought it would be about a week, a little bit more than a week, to see it go to a price of $3. It is inching up to it, so it hasn't hit the $3 mark yet at the time of making this, but we're getting very close. So I'm going to be monitoring it even more right now, and kind of going more into it in this video, talking about what I'm seeing, talking about the different catalysts that are out there, talking about how the proof of stake, what is that doing for Cardano at this moment, and kind of just getting all into the little bit of nitty-gritties and giving you guys the best technical analysis that I can possibly give you in a single video. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or just gently press that like button. Helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, helps spread these videos to more people that might find them interesting. And subscribe if you have not already. And if you are interested in being a Patreon, joining the private Discord and communicating with me, I do have one. Link is in the description. Thank you to all the Patreons. It does help out this channel a lot, and it helps me make daily videos. Now, let's get to it. So looking at Cardano through the last 30 days here, just really recently here through the last couple weeks, we've seen Cardano break through a resistance point on August 10th, and this was at the price of $1.50. So once it had broken through this resistance point right here, the next resistance point was $1.90. So the support, the 150 becomes a support, the 190 became the new resistance point, and every time we do pass that, then the previous line becomes a support. So from that point, we went to a new resistance point of $2.15. And then what had happened was it quickly then eventually surpassed that $2.15 resistance point and gone to a new resistance point pretty much straight up from that point. And this is where Cardano became the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Now, this is where I was talking about in the last video, and I was saying that the resistance point was $2.55. And we would need to pass that 255 and go to a price of 270 to be able to set a new resistance point, which is what we ended up seeing. So I'll actually now go in a little bit closer here and to keep you guys more up to speed on what we are seeing. So now we had that 270 support line now that we are at after it had passed that 270. 270 is now our support line, which we can see that it's staying between that 270 and that 295 resistance point. So we will then, when we do pass this resistance point of 295, we will quickly go above the $3 mark. That won't be a problem. It's going to show a lot of resistance at the price of $3.10 when that does happen, but we're going to have, the support line during that time of the 295 between the $3.10. So we'll stay in between there until it can really break through that $3.10 mark. Now, also keep in mind that if $3 is a very volatile area for Cardano, then we can end up seeing Cardano then drop below the 295 support line, and then it will be back where it's at right now. I mean, we're talking a little bit in the future here because we still have to break through that 295 mark. But at this moment, we need to break through that 295 mark to go above $3 is pretty much our goal. But I think we're going to stay in between here. I think that there's still enough catalysts for Cardano to keep moving. Now, if that's not true, then we're going to see Cardano then have some pullback, and then the new support line will then end up being the 255 mark. Now, to take all that recent momentum that we were just talking about and trying to apply that momentum into what we're seeing over the history of Cardano from basically the last year. So looking at Cardano within 2021, that's when we really saw Cardano taking off, because we were going to go back before that. Cardano was kind of just moving more steadily. It was moving around like prices of around like 10, 11, 12 cents. And then into 2021, that's when it made some pretty big moves, like how Dogecoin did, and Bitcoin was doing another big rally. Ethereum, all that, the rallies in the cryptocurrencies were really starting to start and take off at that time. So looking at Cardano having all that momentum and driving with all that stuff, and the growth here that we've been seeing with Cardano, we do have to keep in mind with these sort of corrections that it does have, and the volatility with that. It could easily come down in price pretty fast, because if we were to look at it from a scaled back view, what we kind of have going on here is Cardano basically shooting straight up, and at some point it's going to tip, and then it's going to come down a bit, because that's just normal behavior, and that's just predictable stuff. You gotta understand that is going to happen. It's not going to just flatline at some point and then eventually start going back up again. It's not going to work in that case. From where we're at right now, and I would say it could easily happen when we go above $3, that it can take a little bit of a breather, and then we can see the price of Cardano take a pretty good sized drop. I mean, keep in mind that when we saw Cardano go from where it was in December of 2020 to where we saw Cardano in the end of February of 2021, and then where we saw Cardano in May of 2021, and then how we quickly saw it in May do a bit of correction, and how low it was getting in June and July, and then how it started to start going back up in July, how it had bottomed out, and then it had gone on that V-shaped correction, and then how we just been seeing this run continue. Now, we do have the catalyst in its favor right now that is helping it go up, but I mean, also keep in mind that buying into it as it is going on this big run here, you're also risking seeing the price of it do a bit of a correction, which you have to expect that's going to happen. And when it does get a correction and it does get to a new price that it's going to sit at, which we don't know, because what it could happen is it could just smash through all the different support lines pretty fast, and then go to a new price where it's pretty much going to be bottoming out at some point, like what we saw back in mid-July, and then going into where we're at now, because we went from a correction on about July 20th, and then it's just going kind of straight up. Now, so at some point this is going to taper off, it's going to tip over, and then we're going to see it start coming down, and who knows where it's the stopping point is going to be. And what I really think is going to happen is we're going to see that correction happen here very soon. It can happen kind of before we get to the end of August into September, and I think by the next quarter, what we're going to see going into the holiday season is we're going to see that big run with Cardano, where it's going to go into these this next big rally run that it will do. But right now, honestly, from my perspective, I personally, this is talking about me personally right now, if I was to jump in at Cardano at the price of $2.75 or when it hits $3, I would not personally be buying it at that, because I want to wait for that correction. I want to wait for that dip, or I want to wait for some sort of more stability from it. There's a lot of growth going on, and that's always the caution point right there, is buying on that big bull run and then getting ran over by it. You don't want to get ran over by the bull. You want to be sure that you're holding on to that bull until you can safely get off of that bull. Now, don't take me talking about a correction as any sort of bearish opinion. Obviously, I'm very bullish on Cardano. I just am being realistic. It's inevitable. A correction will happen. It happens with everything no matter what. And so that's something that you have to understand, that it's going to most likely happen very soon, just basing that off of the history that we have on hand. Now, looking at the past corrections, looking at when Cardano had this resistance line of $1.50 that I had a hard time going past, it would go, when it would hit that $1.50, and then it would correct and losing 1/3 of its value. And it did that plenty times in the past. It was consistent until it did have that one big bull run, and it got to a price of around $2.40. But then it had a correction that had followed, and it had lost half its value, dropping down to a price of even below $1.20, actually going back down to $1. So it had lost a large amount of its value, and until it found a new spot where it stabilized. But we saw that that 150 mark plenty times, and it just correct, losing 1/3 of its value. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we didn't see that again, if we didn't see it lose even 50% of its value, like we've seen in the past as well. If it was to go from $3 and lose 50% of its value and go to a price of $1.50, that's going to set a nice spot for the next big rally that could happen, where it would hit its next high, which could easily be, $5, $6, $7, or even, go as high as $10. Who knows where this bull run is going to go and then correct that, and then who knows where the next bull run is going to go to and correct that. Anything is possible, but do keep in mind that it is inevitable, and we have seen it plenty of times in the past correct at least 1/3 of its value or even 50% of its value. And I would expect that would be coming very soon. But in the long run, it will just eventually start going again. I'm rambling on a lot, so I'm just going to stop the video there. I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Where do you see Cardano going here in the future? Where do you see it going at the end of 2021? I would like to know. So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.